The liberal media is holding a therapy session to figure out why viewers hate them after Stephen Colbert got canned. Ex-ABC host Terry Moran, who was fired for a severe case of TDS, is now blaming his former network for having anti-Trump bias. How rich? In part, he writes this: ABC News has the same problem so many leading cultural institutions do in America, a lack of viewpoint diversity. And former late-night talk show host Samantha Bee, remember her, has seen the light, saying the decision to cancel Colbert was a no-brainer.
It definitely was hemorrhaging money. I don't think that that's, you know, these legacy shows, like, they are hemorrhaging money with no real end to that in sight. People are just not tuning in. So I like shocked, not surprised.
The only question Bee seemed to ignore is why people are tuning out. This could be why. So far this year, the not-so-lovely ladies of The View have had 102 liberal guests on the show and 0 conservatives. And they spew nonsense like this.
We just marked last week Trump's 100th day in office.
These moments are not normal. This is not normal.
We are united in going after Trump.
Mock him. That's the kryptonite to malignant narcissists.
You talked about how the skin tone of people who are being rounded up is different, how you're treated.
Yeah.
This is not breaking news, but it is.
It seems to be breaking news to a lot of people.
Was it nice to see Samantha Bee again, Greg?
She's a lovely, lovely person. Look, I think when people keep saying this is the death knell for late night, I'm going to disagree. It could be freeing for the few that are left to leave the fold. You know, Colbert's firing, it's true. It is about a lack of viewpoint diversity and the financial disaster that it caused. That is a message to the other guys that now you have an argument against doing not just partisan politics, but any politics. You don't have to do it. You could be like Carson or Leno. This is, after all, it's supposed to be fun. You're not supposed to send your viewers home angry, which is, I think, what these shows were doing. I am doing Jimmy Fallon next week.
Yes,
I'm psyched about it because Fallon comes across as a great guy, nice guy. And also me going on his show shows him he's not worried about upsetting his peers. Remember, he got a lot of stick for humanizing Trump when he tousled his hair, but it didn't come from anybody but the people on the left who wanted to teach all entertainers a lesson that if you dare show that Trump is a human, then you're toast. And so it's kind of nice that he's taking this risk. And I know, Harold, you're excited because I'll be on with the Jonas Brothers. They're actual brothers, unlike the Doobie Brothers.
Wait, the Doobie Brothers weren't related? Harold, let's go to you on that.
Can you name all the bands named brothers that weren't related?
Go.
That weren't related?
Yes.
Well,
can't be the Osmond Brothers.
Not all of them were. The Allman Brothers were not all related, but there were members of the band that were there. You had the Osmond Brothers were all related. You had the Doobie. You said, who'd you say? The
Chemical
other
Brothers.
Chemical Brothers. But let me get around that one or two facts
Not related,
here.
but they did like ecstasy.
I think
Bee Gees were related. The Gibb brothers. Go ahead, Harold.
they were the Bee Gees. What were they? The Bee Gees?
Well, they weren't called the something brothers, but they were brothers.
Brothers
They
Gibb.
were related.
The Brothers Gibb.
That's how they
and the
started.
Brothers Johnson. I think.
Yes.
I think they might have been brothers too. But let's
Strawberry
get-
23.
So this story here, we've talked about it a few times, should not surprise anyone. Greg, I think you nailed it. And I didn't know the Fallon thing. That is a great thing. He's actually a great guy, too. 2, you had a great line in the last thing. You said that Democrats look for the parachute. You know, they're going to get one over the profession, so it doesn't matter. I think Democrats have to, staying with your analogy, all of these guys, so many of the people who are being critical of what's happening over the last year, 2 years, particularly the last 6 or 7 months, seem so personal and it gets petty, as opposed to, and it seems asinine, as opposed to offering answers. I think if you're going to have people on your show and you're so confident in your own answer, have someone from the other side on. That to me was the most illuminating thing. No, Jesse's point about The View having 102 guests and not one guest that might differ from them.
Have Laura Loomer on.
You can have people on whom you disagree with and have a reasonable, forceful, robust debate and walk away from it liking them and still disagreeing with them. How do you think I get along with Jesse so well?
It is a business, Kennedy.
That's
I mean,
right,
these
Jesse.
people can't take this so seriously. Sometimes you get let go.
Yes.
I know, Jesse. I know this firsthand. But guess what? I'm still here. I work hard, and I have a big smile on my face because the work is rewarding. And you have people like Seth Meyers, we talked about this on Greg's show last night, who said that if his show is canceled, he is going to have a mental health crisis. That says a lot more about him than it does the state of media. And if you haven't seen this coming, then you should probably dig up Miss Cleo and have a conversation with her, because this was about the most obvious thing in the world. It is an outdated model that has not made money for a long, long time. But the people in those few posts feel entitled to be there. And I will say this, because money is the bottom line. Jimmy Fallon must be worth $100 million if he's having you on. That is the only reason, because in any other climate, he would have been terrified for the backlash. But it just goes to show he's got generational money where he can fly the bird and have a great time. And I hope he does, because he is the last person standing in late night, other than you, of course, Sunshine, who actually brings joy and hard work to his job.
Or maybe Lorne Michaels, who still runs that show, could see the writing on the wall and said, book Gutfeld.
Yeah, well, that would be a smart move, wouldn't it? There's a really interesting thing that's been floating around on social media, Johnny Carson being interviewed by Mike Wallace. I don't know if anyone saw it, but it's really interesting. And he talks about why, Mike Wallace is like, why don't you take on the tough topics? And he's like, because that's not what I do. That's not what Jack Benny did. That's not what the greats do. And he said, the minute I do that, I'm going to have to weigh in on everything. And then I'm going to lose half my audience. So the other thing I found very striking is, that just these behemoth institutions in broadcast television, that you have 200 employees on that show. Like, I don't know how many we have about 10. We do an hour show every day of the week and a lot of other segments on other shows. And so working that way is impossible. When I covered the Pope's funeral, I ran into an old friend of mine who worked at CBS. He goes, hey, how many people you guys have here for the Pope's funeral? I was like, well, there's me, there's a booker, there's a producer. How many do you have? 100. What? He said, we have 100 people in Rome to cover this. I was like, well, there you go.
We have so few staff on primetime. When someone gets pregnant and takes maternity, like, the show falls apart. It's like every person really counts.
Is that why you're mandating birth control for your staff? Which I think is completely...
It's against company policy, but it's about the survival of the show.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.